Yes, students, let us go through the chapter Quadratic Equation. Just a glance of chapter Quadratic Equation. Quadratic Equation is all about a quadratic equation. What's a quadratic equation? An equation whose degree is 2. So what is degree? Highest power of the equation. Highest power of the equation. What is it? X square plus 3x plus 4x cubed equals 7. The degree of this equation is 3. Degree is 3. The reason is the power here is 1, here is 2, and here is 3, but the highest is 3. So we go ahead stating it as degree is 3. This equation is known as cubic equation. So what exactly quadratic equation? If the highest power is 2, so you just go through any of the equation of form something like that as a quadratic equation, because here the power is 1, power is 2, highest is 2, so we call the degree of the equation is 2. Do you have any doubt in this? Now, good. So if this is a quadratic equation, for some value of x, your answer is gonna be 0. For some value of x, that some value of x, we call it as roots. So here, since it is of degree 2, you will have 2 roots. Yeah, right. If it is a cubic equation, you will have 3 roots. Okay, coming back to the topic quadratic equation, as I told you, for some value of x, your equation is gonna be equal to 0. That some value of x, you call it as root. To find it, we have 4 methods. The methods are like this: factorization, what you'd have learned in your 9th, and something called as completing square, and the other one we call it as using formula. The 4th for now is graphical. So here, let us glance with what is factorization. Yeah, let me go ahead with the equation x square plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. Let me factorize it, the first term as it is and the last term as it is. We need to split this. I'm splitting it as x, because 6 into 1 I get 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, as you know. Let me give plus here because of greater number, and plus into plus, let me give plus. Okay, fine. In that case, let us go ahead with this equal to 0. I have grouped as 2. Factorization, x is common. Let me go with x plus 6. And in these two, nothing is common. Let me take it as 1. Your x plus, this is a term and this is a term. In these two terms, x plus 6 is common. So the left out part would be x plus 1, which is equals to 0. Here, two numbers, multiplication of any two numbers can never be equal to 0 until unless one of it is 0. That is like a into b is equals to 0 if a is 0 or b is 0 or a and b both are equal to 0. In that case, let me go ahead with the third point, a and b equals 0. Let x plus 6 be 0 or x plus 1 be equal to 0. In that case, x equals minus 6 or x equals minus 1. These are the two values which will give you 0 as the answer. So these two are known as roots of the equation. This we have solved using the factorization method. Now let us try the same thing using completing the square method. What does this completing square means? I'll let you know. Here we have something x square plus 7x plus 6 which is equals to 0. Let me take x square as it is plus 7x as it is, considering it like a square plus 2ab, and here the b portion I add some number and delete some number, that is subtract some number. Let this plus 6 be as it is. So what to be written in these brackets, that is it should be of the form b square. I take half of 7, it's nothing but, let me write the same, half of 7, 3.5, but let me write it as 7 by 2. Half of 7, the coefficient of x. In that case, from here to here, if you see that the first three terms, it's like a square, and here it's like b square. Let us consider the middle part is a plus b, a square plus 2ab plus b square, which can be written as a plus b the whole square. If it is correct, then here I can write, instead of a I have x, instead of b I have 7 by 2, and here let me take plus sign, the whole square. This is what we meant completing the square. This is a complete perfect square. And here we have minus 7 square. Let me take it as 49 divided by 2 square is nothing but 4 plus 6 equals 0. Here x plus 7 by 2 the whole square minus 49 by 4, and here plus 6 I have taken converted into fraction, and let me chase the other side. It's like plus 49 by 4 minus 6, and here to get the equal what you call denominator or LCM, let me go for 4. I guess we get 49 by 4 minus 24 by 4, which will get you 25 by 4, x plus 7 by 2 the whole square. Is any doubt in that? So here what we have is x plus 7 by 2 is equals to, I can write it as plus or minus square root of 25 by 4. We know that square root of any number can be negative or positive, so it's like root of 25 is 5, root of 4 is 2, and here I have x plus 7 by 2. Since here plus or minus, x plus 7 by 2 can be equal to positive 5 by 2, or x plus 7 by 2 can be equal to negative 5 by 2. That is either this or that. In that case, 5 by 2 plus the other side is at minus. It means minus 2 by 2, which will get me minus 1. If this is the case, minus 5 by 2 by chasing this minus 7 by 2, I believe that it will be something 12. Minus 12 by 2 is nothing but minus 6, which is the same answer. X equals minus 6, x equals minus 1. It is same as this factorization method. Yeah, right. Then let us go ahead with the next topic, that is nothing but completing square is done. Now we'll go for using formula. Using formula. Formula for this is x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac. The whole thing is divided by 2a is the formula. We will discuss this later on in detail. For now, the question was something x square plus 7x plus 6, which is equals to 0. And I forgot to tell you that any quadratic equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Here the value of a x square, so the value of a is 1, the value of b is 7, and the value of c is 6. So here by substituting the values here, minus something to be taken plus some minus square root of something to be taken minus 4 something something, the whole thing divided by something. So here it's like a, instead of a I'm gonna substitute something, so I've reserved the space with the help of brackets here, b square 4 as it is because it's a number, a is a variable, instead of that I'm gonna take something else, c the something else. Did I confuse you? Yes, not? Okay, we'll go for this. Instead of b, shall I take it as 7? Instead of b it's 7, here it's like 1, and here it's 6, and here it's 1. Okay, now minus 7 plus some minus square root of, I guess this is 49, minus 4 6 are 24, the whole thing divided by 2, which will give you minus 7 plus some minus 25, the whole thing is divided by 2, and here you get, sorry, square root is missing, and here minus 7 plus some minus 5, the whole thing divided by 2. As I told you, it's like plus some minus, it means that let us take plus 5 or minus 5, and here it's like minus 2 by 2, it's like 12 by 2, is that equal to 6, and it's equal to 1, minus 1, minus 6, x equals minus 1 or x equals minus 6. I guess same as the previous method. That's true. The fourth one is your graphical method, where we will learn that in detail in the next class. And here, how are these formulas and the method is useful in our life? It's very simple. I have a question here. The question is like this, like this, like this. Now, I'm not ready with the question, to be frank. Let me choose some question at random, and here let us go ahead with this. What the question is, Sheila has bought a certain number of books for rupees 120. Now I just read it from a notebook. It's like this. Sheila has bought a certain number of books for rupees 120. Is it clear? Had she bought 2 books more for the same amount, each book costs rupees 4 less. Find the number of books bought by Sheila and the price of it. Each book. I know you won't be able to understand my handwriting, so I have the question here. If you can go through the question. Sheila has bought a certain number of books for rupees 120. Had she bought 2 books more for the same amount, each book costs rupees 4 less. Find the number of books bought by Sheila and the price of each book. Is it clear? Done. Yeah. Let's go ahead with converting this statement. It is an English statement. Let me convert it into expression, that is mathematical expression. So how will we convert it? Yeah. Sheila has bought certain number of books for rupees 120, that is 120, had she bought 2 books more. So first time let us assume that Sheila bought some X books. Sheila initially bought X books. Am I right? So for this, let me draw a table like that. Here I write I initial and here I write F final, or you can write anything, just for my reference. Initially, number of books, it's like X, later on 2 more, it's like add, so X plus 2. Am I right? Here she purchased it for 200 rupees, right? Then each book will cost her X by 120. Cost of each book. What is that? Number of books is X, but later on it was X plus 2. She bought 2 books more for the same amount. So here cost of each book will be the same thing, that is X plus 2 divided by 120. Am I right? Number of books divided by total cost equals cost of each. How is this possible? We need to know how is this possible. This is possible because number of books into cost of each equals total cost. Did I confuse you? Number of books into cost of each book gives you total. That is, if I purchase 5 books, each book is of 10 rupees, then I would have paid him 50 rupees. Number of books, cost of each, total cost. So by sending this number of books the other side, full up.